back, folks. This is episode 28 of the Wet Shavers Roundtable. I'll be one of your many hosts, Douglas Smythe from PhoenixArtisandAccoutrements.com. And with me, we have Scott Ostermiller, the clean shaver, coming at you live. And below him or above him, because it never looks the same way to us as it does to you, or when it's been recorded and during playback. But down below, we have David Gonzalez.
Oh.
Or maybe he's over there. We have David Gonzalez of So Sharp Limited.
According to my screen, I'm actually under Scott.
That's what I see too.
Don't believe the hype.
Yep, for me also.
It'll change when you see it in playback.
Yep.
And we are very, very stoked to have with us our very special guest, Leonard Ybarra, the Desert Shaver, is with us in the flesh. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, everybody?
The Desert Shaver, he hasn't shaved in fucking years, it looks like.
Right.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, this is 2 weeks, my friends.
God
What?
damn.
2 weeks. Yeah, so it's a
you
little
part
crazy
bear?
for me.
You are an
Part.
unevolved form of man there, sir. You're really
On my father's side, actually. Yeah.
Gosh. Man.
Wait, so what's going on with the beard, Leonard? I mean,
Well, I did it for the, I've done the giant mustache 2 different times, and so I knew I could grow at least the stash, and then I decided to participate in Movember this year, and so I let it go for a full month, and it got, really big, and my wife actually liked it, and because sometimes I have to work outside and it's really cold, I shaved it all off with the 37C slant, and that was a chore. And then, about a couple weeks later, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to let it go again for a little bit. And, just kind of practicing my skills of learning to line it up on the neck and around the chin and stuff. So
we have a real issue here because this is a shaving show and none of our guests are ever shaven. So we're going to have these guys send us selfies before we let them on the show. Because I'll tell you, for a shaving show, we have the most fucking hair I've ever seen in my life. And then somehow we're supposed to teach people or advise people about shaving products. And we obviously don't use nothing.
I just finished shaving like 2 minutes ago. So
it took them 2 minutes. Yeah. With us watching today live, who may or may not know who you are. If they know who you are, that's awesome. But for those that don't, let's get a little background. Who is Leonard Ybarra? Who is he? Tell us about yourself.
Okay. Well, I am in Arizona, and I love wet shaving. Wow. Only later did I find out that Douglas was practically my neighbor. After I was seeing these packages arrive at my door from an address very close by. That was kind of weird.
An hour after you ordered it.
Yeah. By drone.
Douglas is dropping it off personally.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper.
I should do that with pizza.
But, like so many other people who join, this hobby, it was certainly started out of practicality, just going forever, not being able to ever get a good shave or a shave that didn't feel like I was scraping, hair off my face, literally scraping.
Yeah.
And so, I stumbled upon some great products and, then got into the community. And one night while watching a Chris Bailey video, he kind of threw out a challenge to people and said, what are you contributing to the community or something like that? And my wife says, she says, well, you're a teacher, and which I am by trade. And, you've been doing this forever. Perhaps there's some way you could teach other people who might be like you. And so the rest is kind of history. It's been almost exactly 1 year. I started a YouTube channel. So you can see that at just go to shavinginthedesert.com.
He does great videos.
And
yeah.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And, there's 100 people out there doing videos, but, my wife's kind of take on it was that, you've got really thick beard growth and really sensitive skin. Perhaps there's other people like you who might want some information on that. So that's kind of my perspective. And it's just grown and bigger than I ever thought it would. And I like doing it.
Nice. Now, who were some of the people you were watching before you started your own channel, aside from Christopher David Bailey?
I watched a lot of Nick Shave's videos. I watched, and then even some Geo Fat Boys when I first got started. I went straight, I went around with like Dollar Shave Club for a while, and I eventually somehow stumbled upon the Parker Shavette. And I watched some people using a Parker Shavette. It might have even been, Geo Fat Boy. And so I decided to throw away the cartridge one day and order that with, little experience, with no experience at all. And then that's just kind of how it started.
That's brave.
Yeah.
It was gnarly.
I've never tried the Dollar Shave Club. It's just a cartridge razor though, right? Do you know, nothing special? I mean, how many blades do you get? Yeah,
I mean, for somebody who likes cartridges, I got they had like 3 different models of it, and one had 3 blades, one had 4, and one has like 13, and they send you a handle, and you just keep your handle, and then every month they send you like a 4-pack of the cartridges. At least the one I was in. Some of them send you 3.
Depends on how much you pay a month.
Yeah, exactly. It certainly wasn't $1, but I mean, it was relatively inexpensive.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. It's like, what's the dollar? What is the dollar part?
They have an option. They have an option that's really inexpensive. They do have like a 1-blade option. That's damn near $1. It is really inexpensive compared to like buying the whole Gillette Mach Fusion stuff. It is a big money saver because I've actually looked into it just because I always see their ads pop up on my Facebook timeline just because I'm into shaving. Apparently, I have to like that kind of shaving. So I've actually looked into it. Yeah, so they do have really inexpensive packages. But yeah.
But again, where's the dollar come in?
It's not really $1.
Mantic just said that the 2-blade option
Maybe it's
is $1, but shipping is extra.
Okay. And now they have the Dollar Beard Club. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Those guys, if you thought the Dollar Shave Club videos were good, the Dollar Beard Club videos are even better.
Yeah. Same vein, though. Same vein.
Yeah. Still very snarky, very satirical, but
yeah,
they're hilarious. They're so funny.
God. Yeah. I wonder, with all this, with Gillette coming after them now, I wonder how their new commercial is going to look. They're going to be lower budget.
It's going to be one of those drawing on the whiteboard animation things.
Yeah, exactly. From Fiverr.
yeah, exactly.
So what else? So okay, back to you, Leonard. So you've gotten into wet shaving. You're doing videos now, and where has this road taken you? I mean, how's it been? I mean, like, explain the process from when you started to now, where you're at.
Yeah, it started with I would do a video and I would watch, and I was excited that like 10 people saw it, and I was convinced that 4 of them were my family members, and other people I would talk to would just kind of, why would you ever do this? This is really silly, and not understanding that there is a community out there, and from then it was I was kind of nervous before I was doing them, and to now I actually feel comfortable putting a camera. It's almost like I can see other people there, just kind of and so it's a lot easier to do now, and I wish I had more time to do more videos, but it's just it's almost kind of something I can do at nighttime as I'm winding down after the kids are in bed, and just lets me forget about what's going on, allows me to get in my daily shave, and hopefully teach somebody something, and who knows where it's going to go.
Now I find them very informative. Your videos differ from a lot of videos out there because they're almost straight on. Well, they're a combination of tutorial and like a shave of the day, which is different. A lot of people are just doing shaves of the day or loose reviews, if you will, but you're going right for that tutorial thing. You can see the teacher in you coming out, and it's great to watch. There's a little bit of Nick shaves in you too. I can tell you've definitely watched Nick shaves back in the day in your earlier videos anyways. Now you've definitely come into your own. It's really, I feel like I'm watching a camp counselor teach me how to do the breast. I don't know. In a good way.
Yeah.
You guys have any questions for Leonard? And that goes out to people outside of us as well, our viewers out there. Any questions for Leonard while we have him?
What about some favorite products that you've been using lately? Anything that you're working want to highlight in a going to be working on in a future video or anything like that?
Yeah, you know what? As we wrapped up the year, I was thinking about doing, I did like a top of 2015 video, and one that I cannot get over. I love this so much, and it is Rustler's Ridge.
Oh, you had the first batch. You had the very first batch.
Yeah. So this one looks a little bit different than what's out there, but the scent is, my goodness, I cannot get over the scent of this. It's crazy because it's almost, I love it, first of all, but it's almost like nostalgic, and it's hard for me to explain because I feel like there's like some deserty, sense after the rain, but it's also some things I remember from like being in the forest as a kid, camping with my grandparents. And I don't know if that's like the cedar and the spruce or something, but I just absolutely love this scent. And every time I get it out, it's just, I could use this every day for the rest of my life and be perfectly happy, but I guess the videos would get boring.
Not for me, man. I'd be hanging on to every last word. Like, yeah.
Yeah, those are the only videos of mine that Douglas likes to watch, the ones that has his products in it, that bastard.
That's not true.
So what? How would you describe the scent signature on that then? What is it supposed to be made up of?
Oh, man.
Just besides awesomeness or nostalgia.
But that's it.
Oh, okay.
To me, it's I know you have an after the rain type scent, but to me it smells like in the forest or the desert after the rain, and it's but then there's the sweetness to it, which I think is the prickly pear. So I just kind of get like, I've woke up in the early morning and I'm out on a camping trip, kind of in the high desert, getting close to forest area, maybe riparian, if you would, and I can just kind of the scent of the natural trees and stuff are coming out of the ground after the rain's fallen all night, and then it's obviously falling on some prickly pear or something, which gives us the sweetness. But
that's cool. That sounds
so
really nice.
I love it. Can't get over it.
Yeah, thank you. That's one of my favorite ones too. I was really going for Rustler's Ridge is actually in Tombstone. So I was going for that ghost town type scent, the clapboards and whatnot. But
right,
to break it down, the notes down. I mean, the top notes are vanilla, ozone, prickly pear. The heart of it is sage and animalic musk. So it's got that gamey type smell in there too, but it's just in the middle. It's in the heart, and the base is spruce and cedar. But there's a time of the year where Tombstone actually does smell like this. Like it's like the old wood and whatnot. I've been there so many times, it's ridiculous. And there's a couple times I've been there where this is the smell. It's no one should go to Tombstone as much as I have.
And Tombstone is very, very high desert. So maybe that's why I'm thinking it's getting on that border of forest and stuff.
Yeah, especially the sage too. All this that's all around there. But cool. Well, I appreciate that. What else you got, Leonard?
You know what? I actually just received a pass-around box today. I had kind of forgotten that I signed up for it months and months ago, but I opened this. It actually came from one of our friends, Bo Champion, on the How to Grow a Mustache forum. And
Champion!
I mean, I opened it, and it's just like an unreal amount of products in here. It has the Steam Bath Factory Wizard's Pipe, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
The Captain's Pipe from Beaver Woodwright. Other people have thrown in Tobacco 1 and 2.
Nice.
Those are ones I had, but I mean, we would literally take up, and then I think the other main soap, it's just in a bag here, but it's the I Coloniale Mango.
Ooh, oh,
excellent. That's an awesome soap, man. That soap right there may be the best performing soap I've ever used. That for me is arguably the best soap I've ever used. Love it.
And then as as these pass-arounds go along, people are always throwing in stuff. So I literally have bags, and each one of these bags has 30 samples in it. And this is just the soaps. It doesn't count the other 50 aftershave samples and stuff. and I'm gonna need the rest of the weekend just to actually find out what's in this box. So, but man, the Steam Bath Factory Wizard's Pipe right away is standing out to me.
So is that a pass around box or a piff around box too, Leonard? Where you grab something and put something else back in?
I think it's a combination of both. I think the main three are the soaps I showed you.
Right.
But the letter says, take what you want and then also put in what you want.
Right.
So all the other stuff in there is up for grabs, as long as you're going to contribute to it, which
right.
It looks like a lot more people are contributing than taking. There's just so much stuff.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Well, they're probably taking too. There's just a lot of confusion there, and I want to make this very clear right now to a lot of people. A pass around is when something's passed around, where you use it for a couple days,
right,
then send it out. That's it. You don't have to put anything in or take anything out. But a piff around or a piff box is usually they're combined with pass arounds. But you would put something in a pack of blades and take a pack of blades out or something else out of equal value, or maybe more, maybe less. But there's a little difference there. Sometimes a lot of people don't realize that. I just wanted to point that out. Go on, Leonard.
All right. Well, I'm not going to go through every item in that box, but it's just it's awesome. And I guess one thing I'll say is that going through this, I never realized the community aspect there is to wet shaving. And if you're watching this, you're probably in some way involved in some sort of community. But it's truly going to be you get what you put into it type thing. You can casually browse through different forums on Google Plus or Facebook and stuff, and you might you start seeing a lot of the same people posting in there. But as you get involved in it, you really do end up meeting some awesome people.
Yep.
You get involved in some really cool things. I mean, I would never have tried 90% of the stuff in this pass around box that I'm going to get to I'm going to get to experience, just because I'm on there participating, talking to other people in the community, giving advice, and gaining every single day that I'm there, talking to different people, picking other people's brains who've been doing it longer than me. And then also being able to connect with somebody who's actually made the product. The fact that the people who make your products sometimes are available on here is really unique. That's not really an option with a lot of other hobbies that people are doing.
So true.
Yeah,
so true. Now, moving on to let's see what else. Let's spotlight some other stuff, guys. What do you got this week for us, Scott?
Oh, so this week I have.
He was ready.
I wasn't ready. I've got my stuff right here.
Oh, me? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So a few things actually. So last week I mentioned that I was doing 30 days of straight razors. So this is the only straight razor that's shave ready that I own. So I've been using this quite a bit, but it's a Sterling Razor Works 6/8, and it's half hollow. And it was recently honed up by what's that?
Do you have other razors coming, or do you need some other ones to try? Because I can send you one or two.
I'm not sure if I have others are coming or not. I've had people contact me and had a few artisans say, "Hey, would you like to try out some of my blades?" But they haven't arrived yet, so I'm just kind of biding my time until that does. But
okay, well, let me know if you need anything, man. I got some stuff I can send you.
So really enjoying that, and this was recently honed up by Rick Boone, and he just put a fantastic edge on this, and it's really treating me really well. I got a little package in the mail just a couple days ago from Phoenix. And I also mentioned how I was doing Bay Rum battles, and I think we have a new top of the stack here, because this is if you're into Bay Rums, man.
Wow. I thought you were totally dead set against anything Phoenix Artisan.
He called me eccentric. You called me eccentric.
Hey, who disagrees with it?
I'm wearing this is my Mr. Rogers sweater today. I figured we have a teacher on board with us. I thought I'd make him feel comfortable at home, like we're in the break room.
Okay. But this, if you're into Bay Rums, if you like Bay Rum scents, man, this, oh gosh, that's so good.
Yeah, you know what I like about that. I like that bay rum's got like a great balance of the sweet or the spicy. I feel like most bay rums that I try, have one or the other, but they don't quite have both. And that one nails it. I agree with you there.
I can tell Douglas took a lot of time working this. It's really good stuff. I also I've gotten a lot of mail calls this week. It's crazy. So one that I got prior to that was some K Shave Works.
Nice.
They actually sent me like all of their scents to try out, but I've tried. Some of them weren't for me, but the 3 that I've tried were the Didge, which is a eucalyptus, and if you have a cold, use that because that'll clear your sinuses right up. You'll be breathing for years. It's really powerful.
You'll be able to smell the future.
Yeah. And then I got Cure for a Bellyache, which is a lime and coconut one, which is really very nice. And Hump Day is orange or a citrus. Mostly mandarin orange is what I get from it, but a few other citrus notes in there. It's really nice as well. And then I have to show you something that my wife picked up for me actually at Hobby Lobby the other day. It's going in my den, which there's some irony here because it shows a bunch of barbershop haircuts and stuff, none of which I can use. But then
which one are you going for?
The facial hairstyles and stuff. It's just going to be a fun decoration for my den. But wanted to show that. And let's see. This just came in my mail yesterday, which is CRFTD grooming products. So it's a brand new company that I actually found them on Instagram. And this is their barbershop scent, which is really, really good. Like I get a little bit of pine in it and a little bit of lemon, which is it's a really, really nice barbershop scent. Like among the best my benchmark for barbershops is always Mike's Barbershop, Mike's Naturals, which is an absolutely off the charts scent.
I have still not used any Mike's Naturals.
I have not either.
Never used it.
Okay. Well, so here's what we'll do, David. You send me a straight to use for a little while. I'll send you some Mike's, and we'll trade for a little bit, and you can use it.
I do want to make a note.
Yeah.
I want to point out something though about the pine and the lemon. Sometimes it could be just pine, and there is, in fact, no lemon involved at all. It's just different pine essential oils, depending on where you're sourcing it from, carry different characteristics, and some of them are lemony characteristics or lemony notes inside the note. And so, Northern California, those pines are known for their lemony characteristics. So that could be what's going on there as well.
Maybe.
So
maybe. And the guy is in Rancho Santa Fe, California. So,
Okay.
Cool thing about this, so it's veteran owned, and it says on here and on their website that 15% of all their profits are donated to a scholarship that's dedicated to sending veterans to barber school. So
that's cool.
A lot of veterans, they come back from their terms of duty, and they may not have a whole lot of job skills or anything like that, and so something that they're doing. Cool thing. And I just looked it up. The web address for them is crftdgrooming.com if anybody's interested.
Nice.
Wanted to show this off as well. I get questions all the time about what camera I use for making my videos. No, so this is a knockoff of a GoPro, actually. I was using a GoPro Hero 3 Plus.
A clone.
Yeah. But this is a Chinese knockoff. It's called the Yi action camera. You can get it on Amazon for $100.
Nice.
And it shoots in 1080p, 60 frames per second, really wide screen video, and makes really. I mean, the last couple videos that I've done, I made with this. And
does it have the ability to zoom?
Yes. Yeah, you can zoom in on it.
Can you use? I mean, is it Wi-Fi? Like the Hero? Okay,
yep, there's a little Wi-Fi button right over here that you can turn it on, and you can control it with your phone and use your phone as a viewfinder. And so it's got almost all the same features as the GoPro. It's just doesn't have the GoPro name on it. And from what I can tell, it's the same components.
Nice.
Just this is $100. The GoPro is $400.
Right.
So,
does it have like a USB connector also to connect to computer?
Yeah. So you've got in the back here, you have a little micro USB port.
Very nice.
HDMI out port, and then your SD card slot.
Nice.
So,
is there a waterproof case also, like aftermarket?
Yeah, you can get them. It doesn't come with it, but nice thing about it is that you don't have to have, if you want to just mount it on something, you don't have to have an extra case or anything like that, like the GoPro. It's got the little threads built into the bottom of it. So I just have it put on a little suction cup base that you can use for like a GPS in your car. And
while you're filming, do you have your phone to it so you can make sure that you're centered and all that good
I just
stuff?
use my phone as a viewfinder and put it down in front of my faucet so I can see it, and then I use the camera.
Very cool. Very cool.
So,
I have a GoPro that it's kind of wonky though.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonky. I got the little LCD attachment for the back too, so I don't have to use my phone.
Oh yeah,
and everything. But I mean, like, it's just like sometimes the Wi-Fi's it's just in and out. You know, just like I'm not very happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I liked the GoPro. I was borrowing it from my little brother, but the sound wasn't great on it, and it,
I have an external mic for mine. Oh, someone's asking for the link to that camera. What's the name of the camera again?
It's the Yi action camera. I'll put it down in the.
No, they're not asking for it. Coyote Dave actually found the link to that camera and posted it. He's just saying that it's there.
Got it.
Yep, it's called the Yi action camera.
I got a clip-on mic for the.
Oh, there you go.
The micro. Does it take a micro USB for?
Yeah, this takes a micro USB.
Yeah, so this would
so
work
not
perfectly.
the mini USB, the micro. The GoPro takes the mic or takes the mini.
Right.
Every fucking doodad and gadget to make these videos, as if he makes a lot of videos.
And he never makes any.
Funny.
Wait, what did you say?
You have every little fucking doodad and mic and camera and clip-on shit for those things that you could possibly find, and you make like one video every 6 months, and it usually looks wonky as shit anyways because you're trying to show your hands at the same time as fucking recording.
I'm trying to show my what?
Your hands, like you're always doing something with your fucking hands. And you're like holding the camera with your mouth or something. You probably have a mouth attached.
Dude, you're watching the wrong channel. That's not me, man. I don't know what you're looking at.
And sorry. And last thing, I actually just got this in the mail this morning. So this is if looks could kill, this razor would be lethal, in my opinion.
Handle's beautiful.
This is the Barbaros razor, TR1 razor from Turkey. That Barbaros has been on you may have seen him on Instagram or on Facebook a little bit here and there, but this is I haven't answered. Sorry, my wife poked her head in just for a second. But this thing, I just got it in the mail today. He's just it's a pre-production model. Barbaros is, take the handle off and show you the bottom, the base plate so you can see it there. Barbaros TR1. And made by a guy named Hasan Kos from Turkey. Just got it in the mail this morning and just shaved with it maybe 30 minutes ago. And I guess 30 minutes ago we were doing the show. So about an hour ago. And it's pretty mild, but very, very nice. I really enjoy it. So
is
I'm
it
going to give it a
steel?
try for a little bit. It is stainless steel.
It is stainless steel. Okay.
Yep. And
including the handle is also stainless steel. Can I imagine?
And just gorgeous.
So it's a bit heavy.
Yeah, I measured it before I started shaving with it. 123 grams. So it's not uber heavy, but it's toward the heavy side. But
yeah, I think that's heavier than a mongoose.
Mongoose was 150 something, I think. So it's a little bit, yeah.
Was it 150?
With the original handle, it's 150 something. But so a little bit heavier than this, but it's also a relatively short handle. But
it's beautiful. Is it standard threading inside there, Scott?
Yeah.
Have you tried other heads? Nice.
Oh well, actually I haven't. I take that back. I'll have to try that. But
yeah, get back to us on that. I like that.
Yeah,
I mean, just the handle alone is really nice.
It is. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's what I've got. Sorry, that was a long list, but
No.
A lot of stuff. That's awesome.
Okay, are there any questions we need to answer? I feel like this is okay, Mantic is with us. Mantic, I just want to say, and to anyone else out there in Texas, the Austin meetup is happening March 11th. Well, I think it's the 11th and 12th. There's gonna be like a pizza hangout the night before on the 11th and the 12th, the official meetup. So I just want to put that out there to guys in Texas or thinking of going to Texas. I'll be there at Southwest, so I'll be
That's
definitely
awesome.
doing both. Yes.
March
Think about it,
11th,
Scott.
12th.
Think about it. Think about it.
Well, I might actually be in. Well, where is it going to be? What town?
Austin. Scott?
Sorry, my internet signal keeps coming and going.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be in Austin.
Austin. Okay. I won't be there. I'm going to be in Dallas.
Right on. So, David, what do you got?
Well, what I did my most recent video on was actually this stuff right here, the Macaru shave cream by the Body Shop. And even though I expected it to be good because everybody said it's good, so I really didn't expect anything less. I was actually surprised at actually how good it is. Oop, I guess we lost Scott there. Yeah, but yeah, I was really actually surprised at how good this is. It's just really impressive.
The Macaru?
This is
I always
Yeah.
liked it. I always I used to put maca in Synergy because I was so into what they were doing.
Well, I remember you were telling me that it even has sometimes the powder you're using has like a cheesy
That's the
scent to
maca.
it. This they actually cover it up.
It's a balance.
I didn't get none of that cheesy scent, but and it's really nice. It's not a special scent. I guess if it's not really a complaint of mine because I don't care if the scent's not special. You know, soaps like Mitchell Wolfsfat doesn't have a special scent, but it still works great. So yeah, the scent on this isn't fantastic. It's not gonna blow your mind, but it's clean, it's soapy-ish, and it'll probably be covered up by any aftershave you use anyway. So that is nice. So yeah, I was just really surprised on how damn good this is. There may be only a couple creams that I could think of that I actually felt that the performance was better than this. So
David, I one time I happened to be in the mall at the Body Shop, and I saw that, and I forget how much it was, but I wasn't going to buy it. And the lady who happened to be working there that day said, you know what, this stuff is so good, I'm going to give you a sample because I know you'll be back to buy it. So she scooped me out enough for about 2 or 3 shaves. And sure enough, that next weekend I was there, I bought 2 tubs of it. And that is just absolutely fantastic stuff. So I love it. The scent, like you said, it's nothing special. It doesn't bother me, but it's just not, the greatest thing in the world. But the performance on it, it's reliable. It's easy, it is definitely great stuff.
Yeah, again, by no means do I think the scent is a bad scent, but it's just really lackluster. It's really not special and really not memorable whatsoever, but it's clean. It's cool. And then also something that I keep going back to that I actually used last night for this event that is becoming one of my favorite black tea soaps is the Van Yule one, black tea and amber. She made this because I made some responses that I was bitching and moaning about. Not that Douglas was discontinuing his black tea, which I bought like one of the last bottles at
nice.
Revolution.
I still have some. I think the cologne, anyways.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I was really sad, so I was bitching and moaning about that, and so Monica came through for me on this one, and it's just really, really nice. It's just, Marty Pape actually used it recently in a video. He enjoyed it. And it's just awesome. So I used that with the black tea aftershave last night, which was really, really good. It's just a nice bright scent for me, so that I really enjoy. And this was, and I used for the first time an Edwin Jagger DE89.
Wow, classic.
Very cool.
Yeah, never hear anything bad about it. I expected it to be good, and it's really nice. And not that I've avoided it, but everybody always says that the 34C HD by Merkur is like the best razor ever to use. It's like the most simple and user friendly and whatnot. Performance is great, but I always found Merkur razors to be really lackluster and just generally kind of ugly and plain. So I was like, yeah, it's cool and not that expensive, but I like things that look nice. It's just they don't have to be expensive. I'm not one of those people that's into like expensive price tags, but I like them to look pretty. Whatever, for lack of a better word. I like nice things to look nice. And just the Edwin Jagger D89, just their fit and finish is probably is not even close to Merker's. It's a world apart. They just do a lot better job with their production of these. And the head is awesome. It's not aggressive. It's probably in that mild range, but it's a super efficient cutter. I just really enjoyed using it. This was again another pleasant surprise. I expected it to be good, but yeah, this is a damn fine razor and just looks so much better than.
Well, you
than
know that Neil Jagger, he was a jeweler.
Oh, then that makes sense. That why he actually likes the more attractive look to it, because that razor is a lot more expensive than what it really is.
I think he came up with the 89, the D89. I could be wrong, but I think that make and model he designed in the 80s, right when he was coming out of his jewelry, or he's a silversmith, I believe it is actually. So, yeah.
If I did have one complaint though, this knurling right here isn't great.
There's not much to it.
I felt the razor. Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with this one. This razor itself is gonna go into a starter kit. A gentleman sent me this, Nicholas Cardasio sent it to me, and since I never used it, I'm like, well, I gotta cheat a little bit and use it at least a couple times before I send it out. Which I already found it at home. One of my coaches, one of the guys I coach with at Norwalk High School, this razor is actually going to be his. I'll disinfect it, of course, and all that good stuff. But I had to at least dip into it at least a little bit before I got rid of it. And actually, I'll probably purchase one of these myself because I love the head. I'll just pick a different handle because I'm just not a big fan of this handle itself. It's just real slippery, slick, and it made it worse when it was wet. Maybe I'll even just use the head and throw it on probably my Mongoose handle, or I have a couple wave handles sitting around here. But yeah, because this handle looks nice, but it's not very functional in my opinion.
Grip tape, wrap it in grip tape. No, you really could. You could get those finger condoms, just stretch them and wrap it around it, and like put it over it. Do whatever you're gonna do.
The nice thing about the DE is you can use just about any handle on that thing, and it makes it a great shaver.
Yeah, when I hold my DEs, at least for like my width of grain, I have my pinky under here resting at the bottom. Not too much of an issue there, but when I was doing my against the grain pass, that kind of sucked, and it was just generally kind of uncomfortable. And I was almost feeling a little bit of fatigue in my arm, having to kind of hold it tight. So aside from that, throwing me off slightly, a little bit of an adjustment. It wasn't much, but yeah, it's just kind of slippery. You can see it just kind of sliding in my hand right now.
Yeah, and I'm a shower shaver too, so that's the first thing I always look at is the handle. Like, is this going to work when it gets all soapy?
Well, it's because the knurling is completely vertical.
Exactly.
There's no side to side.
Exactly. It should be horizontal, or a barber pole at least, or just some good old classic knurling. But I think with his eye, it's more artsy and functional.
It's for aesthetics. Yeah.
And it's funny to me because I think that knurling, that particular knurling, is even counterproductive because I've used the polished mongoose handle, the Dub Legend. That's a heavy bastard, and it's completely smooth. And I think just because it's simply smooth, I have more surface area actually touching my.
And there's less soap getting in the ridges.
Yep.
Yeah, this actually messes it up. So that handle is again, it does look nice. It's an attractive handle, but it is counterproductive.
And I think they do have a rubberized handle with the DE89. I think there's a model that is like a rubberized one.
Is it the black one?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if it's the same model, but yeah, I know exactly what it is. I think it's more of it's like more oval, like in the handle, and it's got a bead at the end. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, I think I've seen one that it's just a straight handle, but it's like in fact, I felt it last year at the Big Shave West. Edwin Jagger had a little table there with a million different models, and one of them was like a straight black handle and it almost had a little bit of squishiness to it on the rubber.
I bet they do because there's like so many different models of the 89 having to do with color, so on and so forth. Like when I look at the catalog, there's no description. You gotta know what you're looking for, and they have this huge list of 89. So it's like each one offers something different. So you very well could be right because they do have a model that I carry it too. I just can't think of it right now, but does have a rubberized handle. It's really nice.
Donald was just saying that they make a new diamond pattern, sort of like a
that came out I think last year. That's one of the 89s, and there's a new
that head fantastic. So just a better handle, a better to fit my needs would be perfect. So I'm definitely gonna get me one of those. And dude, actually recently I was at my parents' house and I used my dad's Phoenix double open comb again.
Leave that man alone, David.
That's a badass razor, dude. I gotta get me one of those.
Yeah, you do.
Have you decided whether you satin finish on those again? Are you gonna carry those?
I might. I'm working on a new razor right now, so we'll see. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, hint, hint. I do though. To stay on topic though, Edwin Jagger is coming out with a new ladies line. I was just talking to one of the representatives to Gail the other day, and she was really excited about this coming out. So, for your lady friends, you might want to look into that. Or, you know how it is with lady razors. They're guys' razors. They're just usually pink. So, you might even actually really enjoy it too. Supposedly the head's going to be different. They're not just changing the color of the handle. It's actually designed for women. I don't know what that means, but I've used the Gillette, the Lady Gillettes. I've used those before. Those are great. The handle's length on those is awesome.
It's just longer.
That's something that my wife, best friend, uses that razor. Both my wife has one, and then we got one for her best friend. They love the length of the Lady
Fran
Gillette.
has like 4 of them, and they're amazing. But so I don't know what a lady's razor truly is. But again, Edwin Jagger put one out I think it was last year or 2 years, and now they're updating that with a new design. So
cool.
Does Edwin Jagger have an open comb design of the same head?
If they do, I don't know actually.
I would love one because this again, it's mild. I like a little bit more of that blade feel. I think an open comb would be just fucking ridiculous. That'll be an absolute killer if they have that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm always looking for a classic like open comb, and I know they would do it right.
Yeah, Steve Hardy says that they don't have an open comb. Damn shame, because if you just throw an open comb on that shit, that'll be a ridiculous razor.
Yeah, it totally would. Okay, what else you got, David?
My wife just sent my daughter running in here. She's getting ready for a bath, and she's 1 year old and she's butt naked. It's just funny as heck. Get out of here! Go take your bath.
That's all I have this week. Haven't had too many new apps as of recent.
Right on.
But yeah, that's what I've been using.
I want to give a warm welcome out to Donald Navy Goat, though, who finally made his way onto the show. He's been struggling for weeks now. Donald, I don't know. I'm glad you figured it out, or maybe someone helped you out, but welcome, sir. It's good to have you aboard.
He figured out the Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Well, these things can be complicated. God, look at us. Now, I don't know if I was talking about this last week, or maybe I just posted it last week, but I was talking about the blade banks, and I was giving a link to them. I was reminding people that these exist because they make excellent blade banks, and I gave them links to like something I found on eBay. It was like $12 or $14 for these. Well, that very same day I went to World Market, and if you guys have a World Market near you, go, because these are like $4.25 at World Market right now. You don't have to drink all the tea inside of it. You can in fact dump that out and just start using it as a blade bank right away. But Beautiful. So not a bad little blade bank for $5, and you and I go to the same World Market, Leonard. I'm sure. Yeah, they're there right now.
I get my Thai chili sauce there.
Oh yeah. Wait, is that by who's it by? Sriracha?
My Ploy or something like that.
Yeah, they have a bunch of different stuff. They have some great bitters there as well. Okay, what have I been using this week? This has been a very, very interesting week because I've gone back. Con and I recently, on our last podcast, we talked about going back and trying stuff we either just wrote off from the get-go or just haven't used in a while. And so that being said, and being sick of winter and the coldness, it's just not right when it's cold in the desert. I just went bananas.
Uh-oh.
Soapy bath, man. Just bananas. This is like Wacky Taffy. That banana smell. Chris is doing something really well here. Really right. Those of you who haven't tried, this is I think his signature scent too. When Soapy Bathman hit the scene, when Chris first started out, I remember this is the one I remember, and the one I love. So I did just bananas, and then I did. I was fooling around with a program earlier where I could zoom in on stuff in the room around me. It's not working with my camera, so let me just reach for my next thing. I had this really cool like zoom over to the corner type thing going on, where I had the Institute Karate or Karit.
Oh,
have you tried this? So this combined, it's like banana cream. It's Yeah, it's nice. This stuff is just excellent.
That'd be really nice.
Excellent aftershave balm, and it complements going bananas or just bananas so well. So that was my all about this week was complimenting stuff, not looking for pairing or matching scents, but complementing scents. So those two combined, and then since again it's been raining like crazy, I'm looking forward to spring. Wunderwasser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. Now I can see it.
This stuff is just awesome. This is by 4711, the same people that brought you 4711. Wunderwasser. This stuff is spring in a bottle. I actually like it better than 4711. There's just something about it. It's very spring, summertime, like summer eve time, twilight. It's just awesome. And what it is, the notes rather, are mandarin. It's like a mandarin zest, bergamot, lemon, black pepper on top. The heart note, the middle note is lavender, anise, iris, and labdanum. And the base is patchouli, sandalwood, teakwood, driftwood, and tonka.
Wow, sounds really complex.
It is very complex, and it's so light spirit. It's like your happy friend, your friend that's not you never see him down. And so these three combined was just like a cocktail of like spring, summer, warm weather. I was really ready to face the day after those. So that was what I was looking at this week. I also, we just released the Crown King Illume.
I've been using that this week. It's great.
Yeah.
Nice.
A little tip for people out there that just picked up Illume or just got hit to Illume, and maybe some of you have never even tried Illume or heard of Illume. This is a barber's classic aftershave to a certain extent. Astringent. You would wet it. Well, you would take it out of the package first. You would wet it. And like when you find a smooth rock near a riverbed and you keep it in your hand while you're walking before you skip it, or you just rub it on your face, Illume is very much that same like comforting type thing. You wet it and you rub it up against the skin. It seals, it heals, it's astringent. Very nice stuff. When you wrap it with an elastic, make sure you don't drop it, or it prevents you.
I was going to say, just don't drop it.
It prevents you from dropping it. So the lobster claw elastic are the key to holding on to it. I put that on the side of it.
So that's why okay. I got to remember to do that now.
So I hold it like this, and you'll never drop this thing. But what I want to say is drying this, people don't think about drying this. Sometimes people actually put it right back in the container when it's wet. That's a no-no. It'll dissolve. It'll become porous and rough. You want to keep this thing smooth. So the more air that's allowed to circulate around it, the longer it'll last and the smoother it'll stay. So what I do is I rest this on my sink, like the corner of like the base of my sink and on the sink and on the base of the faucet like that, just so it's leaning. And it's just air circulation around it, all around it. There's just two points touching. Or you can do it on a soap dish too, in the corner of a soap dish and on the sink. Just so it's just a lot of air circulation around it, and it'll last forever. And if you use it every day, it'll stay smooth as well. It's when people let it sit for a while that it seems to like start to pit and become porous. So that's just something to consider when using Illume. Another announcement or two I'd like to make is it's gone. 3.14. This is the last weekend, folks. And the only reason why it lasted this long is because I overlooked it. So 3.14 is going to be gone. Ray Rum is also going to be gone after this weekend. So I just want to get, there was a couple more. Magi and Kane are going the way of the dodo as well, or at least for the holidays or the season rather. They'll be back next season though. I just need to make space. Meta Nectar has reappeared for a short while, and it's.
I need that.
What would you compare Meta to? Because I've seen it before, but I really don't know. I don't remember if I smelled it or not, and I don't know what to expect from it. I'm tempted on trying to get it, but I don't know.
Well, again, it's very springy. It's very mystical, though. It's almost like being at a bazaar in the Middle East, or being in a scene from Indiana Jones.
I could read the weird ass descriptions you put on your website for that kind of fucking statement. I want an actual more realistic human version of that shit. I read that stuff on your website and I'm more fucking confused after I read it. So could you talk like a human being?
Do you ever go into a New Age store, David, like at the mall, that incense is burning?
Yes.
Okay, that mysterious, whimsical incense. There you go. That would be Meta Nectar to a certain extent.
I feel better about the whole thing now. Thank you.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I feel icky and violated myself. Another thing that has very little to do with shaving and more to do with shaverage that I picked up. These are botanicals, people.
Gin and tonic.
for a gin and tonic. So, I mean, what came in this package was hibiscus flowers, cardamom, and juniper berries. And this is just botanicals you would add. This is the hibiscus to your gin and tonic, which I have in my gin and tonic right now. This is cardamom. You give it a little, you would crush that, add it to the drink. And these are the juniper. And this is a lot like, almost like perfuming. When you make a good gin and tonic, there's a lot like perfuming. So what I would do is I would crush some of these, break them up a little bit, put them in the gin first before I add the tonic water. And just let it sit and kind of steep in that. And then I would add the tonic water and ice cubes and a squirt of lemon or lime. But magical stuff.
Gin has a woodsy taste to it.
Well, that's the juniper, you know, so it can have a tree. It'll taste like it tastes like Christmas to some. But this is where you can kind of alter it a little and play around with the botanicals. So this was also at World Market, and I don't think it was that expensive at all. So something nice to add to the home bar, folks. Just an FYI. And I also got these in the mail by Jason Moore sent me this. And some of you were wondering, who's Jason Moore? Well, I'll tell you who Jason Moore is. He's some Irish guy. And I haven't really had a chance to try these yet. Jason and I have been talking, though. And great guy. You've probably seen some of his soaps and these and shaves of the day. So I'm looking forward to this week, and hopefully next week on the show I'll be able to talk more about these with an educated opinion. But as of yet, they smell great out of the bottle. I just need to wear them now to really make my mind on these. But thank you, Jason. If you're
did he send you bog water?
Bog water. Yeah. Now I grew up on the bogs. And I can tell you right now, this smells a lot better than I'm in. And to call it bog water is just misrepresenting this. I mean, this is false advertising, folks. This is really good stuff, though. Thank you, Jason, if you're watching, and I can't wait to try them out. So that's what I have. So moving on, let's look at some of the questions from the viewers out there. I wasn't really paying attention the last 5 minutes, so I'm sure a lot of stuff has passed me by. But what do we got? Everyone's thanking each other. This is a lovely crew we got today. Everyone's hugging out there, it seems.
Well, since we got a minute, Scott was talking earlier about his camera. I just happen to have mine up here. So all mine is a simple little point and shoot from Sam's Club. I bought it on Black Friday a year ago. And I have my little tripod base connected to it at all times. And so, David talked about having like a viewfinder so you can center yourself. I have none of that. It's like I kind of just set it right before I go, and I take like an awkward mirror selfie of myself, and then kind of look at that real quick and think all right, I'm good to go. So that's the magic on my end.
Very cool. It's funny.
Yeah, so you guys are.
I'm sorry. This week has been the week of cameras for me too. I've gone through 3 cameras this week. I've been trying to find the camera. I'm looking at a Canon Rebel. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Kind of like an entry level.
I didn't want
to small one.
No. It's a SLR. It's a single lens reflex.
Okay.
But it's like an entry level type camera, and I just wanted something for product photos. Take some nice photos of my products.
Mm-hmm.
I have a nice light box. Now I was just trying to up my game. But then I was like, well, I do make videos too, so I want something with high definition. And so I ordered this. I always make this mistake. First off, people, don't order cameras off of eBay. Don't order half of your technology off of eBay, because eBay favors the seller first before they favor the customer if anything goes wrong. Where Amazon's the exact opposite. You have a better chance of we lost Scott. Here he is. Of getting your money back on Amazon if you're not happy with your purchase. Where on eBay it can be troublesome. So I did that, and the first Rebel camera I got in, it was, I can't remember what it was doing. Oh, the shutter was just staying shut. I was like, no, this couldn't be how it works. And so I had to go through the whole rigmarole of sending it back. They sent me a new one. It took 2 weeks to get the new one in. And the new one, the LCD screen is it looked like Tron. It was glitchy and it just old school Atari graph. It was just
really bad.
So I had to send it back the same day I got it in. So I was like, okay, I'm going to Sam's Club. And which we probably go to the same Sam's Club too, there, Leonard.
Yeah, I was there last night. Actually,
yeah, actually, I've been there twice.
Did you get the Did you get the $75 Canon Rebel? I was looking at that one.
No. I don't think it was called the Rebel. Also, see, the Rebel is there's the Rebel EOS T1, T5, T5.
The Rebel is a lot of them. models, but that's like the generic name for that. For that line.
So I got the Rebel T5, and I got
Okay, so that's a bigger SLR type camera.
Exactly. But I got home, and this is what I do all the time too, and Fran hates me for this. I got home, got it, I'm setting it up, putting the strap on it. It looks great, charging the battery. And then I start reading reviews, and the reviews are horrible. So it's like, I got the wrong camera again. And the one I needed was the T5i. So for what I needed for it. But the thing is, every time I camera, it kept going up in price. Originally I just needed the camera for product photos. I've been using my cell phone for years. So anyways, I keep getting suckered into this. So the next day I'm returning it to Sam's and then going to Best Buy. So I went to 3 different Canon cameras this week. Finally, I found the one I like and love, in fact. And what's great about the T5, the Rebel T5i, is the LCD screen on the back is it moves. You can fold it out and up. So if you're filming yourself doing a video, you can actually see what's going on. You can monitor. Where the other ones I couldn't do that. So I finally figured out at the in bed that's what I needed as I was falling asleep after buying the wrong camera. So that's been my camera week.
Well, see what I do for the camera is like I actually just use the suction cup mount and just stick it right in the middle of the mirror, so it's literally right in front of my face, and I'm just like I'm talking to somebody.
Yeah, so, no, that's. I was doing that with I had the suction cup mount from a car for a windshield or the interior of a car for my phone. So I was using that for a while as well. Marty does that, and that's actually who I learned it from. He brought his over one time and was filming here. But in fact, that's what I want to start doing. Anytime someone visits me, I want them to do a shave of the day or do something about video in my bathroom. When I was in college, I had this really ugly sweater. It was a turtleneck sweater. And we were all, I don't know what it was, but we were all around the same time had to get licenses, me and my friends. And so what it was like, I was like, guys, let's all be wearing the same sweater in our license photos, so we can go to the bar and hold them up and be like, look at, we're a gang. And so I kept lending out the sweater to all my friends. And sure enough, you could do that. You could hold it up. And I don't know where I was going with that story. But what were you going to say, Scott? Oh, the bathroom. The bathroom. That's what it was. So yeah, I want everyone to film a video in the bathroom at least, so we can put them, a line. Like, we'll start recognizing people's bathrooms, like David's. Someday I would love to do a video in David's bathroom, or just pose with his door.
It is not stuff like that. I repaid. It wasn't dirty, for the record.
Okay, we got. Guys, we
had some weird, cheap whitewash type shit in it that you could see the wood through the paint, so it looked like it was dirty, but it was just the actual regular surface shining through.
Okay, Mantic is taking. His wife's called him. He's going to be gone for a bit, but let's see what we got for questions. Okay, Gonzo's asking, for a straight razor shaver like me, what open comb razor would you recommend? That's an interesting question. MMOC is good, but what DE?
If you're somebody that's looking for a lot of blade exposure, of course that what is it, the R41?
Yeah, the Mule R41.
R41. And you might not even necessarily need an open for somebody that likes a lot of blade exposure. There's the Toro Mastiff, which is a very inexpensive razor sold by Razor Blades and More. Mm-hmm. That's one of the most fucking aggressive razors I have ever seen. And if you love that feel of blade on your face, that could get it done. And it's a regular standard safety bar razor. It's hell of aggressive, and it'll cost you like
it's
$20
like
something.
$30.
Will it take care of this?
Yeah, that it'll fly through it. That shit has a lot of blade gaps, so the hair will probably flow through as much as it can. Of course, obviously you have to rinse the shit out, but yeah, it'll go through that thing.
Yep.
Symmetry also, they're very similar, I think. But another thing, the Fasan. If you can pick up a Fasan, the Bakelite's Gonzo, those are really aggressive too. But like that Bakelite aggressive, and I know some of you know what I'm talking about down there. It's like this. It's a different type of aggression. David doesn't because I haven't let him borrow it yet. But for most people, a Bakelite is such a smooth shave, but can be aggressive, especially the Fasans. So that's what I would go to. Any advice there, Leonard?
I also found the Gillette Black Beauties really, really aggressive. I don't know what it is about the Black Beauties in general because I seen that he put vintage right there. I don't know what it is about the Black Beauties in particular, but I found those to be more aggressive than the Slim and the Fat Boy. So the Black Beauty is an option for you as well.
I was just about to say
You're
that
not gonna
when
find an open
you
cone,
asked
but-
me. And I, within the past few months, I had one and I sent it and got it tuned up from Razor Emporium. And the first shave with it, I always start off with adjustables on setting 1. And everyone said, well, you're not even going to feel the blade on setting 1. And after setting 1, I actually contacted Razor Emporium because I thought, man, this thing must be broken because it's crazy aggressive for me. And so I had my wife use it, and then she actually put it on 2, and she loved it because she likes aggressive razors. But as I've gone up through that, I agree. The vintage Black Beauties, to me, are just crazy aggressive. I have a hard time using them.
Yeah, I set mine to a 4. Usually my Fat Boy or my Slim, I'll go a 5 or a 6.
Mhm.
Yeah, that Black Beauty is set to about a 4.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Is that your birth year razor, Leonard?
No, I was born in 1985, so there's not a whole lot of options out there. I guess there was a 1985 Gillette. Awesome. But I've never found one. So, Scott, if you end up finding extras of it, send one to me.
They do make for that birth year, but something that Donald Navy Goat told me those last few years of the Black Beauty production, they changed some of the metal pieces to plastic so that they're fucking shit. So Donald is actually the one that sent me the Black Beauty that I have, and he sent me an older model because he said that the newer models are trash.
Yeah. Most people our age or around our age, Black Beauties are their birth razors.
Yeah, I believe my Black Beauty's a 70s of some sort. I think 72 or 73 maybe.
Famous door and wedge. Most famous door and wedge shaving. You really need to make a T-shirt with your door on it, David.
So I have a question here that popped up on my side. It's from Andre asking me what is my favorite pre-shave. I've been obsessed with pre-shaves forever. Oils, I started with my first one was like the Art of Shaving pre-shave oil. I used that for a long time. I've done all sorts of them. But Douglas, your pre-shave bars are everything. I have every single one except for the Meta Nectar, I think. And I'm holding my breath for a Cavendish. But anyways, the ATG, and I kind of switched them out between the ice, the unscented, the CAD, and just the ATG. But I think the actual ATG bar is far and away my favorite. I love it so much. It's just, they're incredible. I think
that was my first real, with the new formulation. It was my first PAA pre-shave soap was ATG.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just absolutely love that stuff. I just makes all good. There's lots of soaps that I have that that I don't consider like top tier, but if I can get one of those soaps that are just pretty good with that pre-shave bar, that gets it to where I need it to be.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some where I love the scent of them, but the performance is just not really. It's not worth it to me. And then when I can get that pre-shave in there and boost the lather and get the post-shave feel a little bit better, then it works out great.
That's why I made it, because there's a lot of soaps I love, but either the post-shave feel or just the performance alone, it really wasn't up there. But the smell, or there's something about it. So yeah, that's why I needed to add to it. And the only way to do it would be with the pre-shave soap, or maybe I wanted to mentholate it. One of the mentholated soaps. So that's where the ice came in.
Yep.
But that good. Yeah, have you tried the jelly?
Yes, I have tried the jelly. I love the jelly. It's cold, so these winter months I haven't touched it in a while. Yeah. But the
post shave though, the post shave is like
fantastic. It's like butter. Yeah.
Stop being so damn soft.
You live in Southern California, you
yeah, right?
Soft. It's 75 every day.
It's not cold there.
Yeah, poor Scott.
I freeze my hair off every day.
Yeah.
I don't shave. You don't realize it. I don't shave every day. I just freeze the hair off.
It just snaps off. He just has to flick it off like this, and it's over here just breaking off.
Yeah, prickly pear jelly. AB Gesk. We had
that's Darth
AB
Razor.
Gesk. Oh, it's Darth. Okay. Oh, he's correcting me. Yes, the prickly pear jelly. That's really I'm a huge. I use that every day myself. I gotta admit it. Just my brother's birth year razor. Yeah, birth year razors are something else. There's so what is it? There's legacy razors and there's birth year razors. Those of you watching who don't know what the hell we're talking about right now, that we're geeking out to, is a birth year razor is a razor that was made the year you were born. And some guys like to collect those and use them. And so that would be your birth year razor. A legacy razor is a razor you buy in hopes of passing it down to your children and your children's children and so on and so forth. So a little vocabulary there for you for those that are just turning in that don't really know much about what we're talking about. Yep. And it's always exciting to think that there are people watching that aren't wet shavers. They're just learning about it now for the first time. We are the people introducing them to wet shaving. So we're representing guys. So be nice, David.
Yeah. And speaking of legacy razors, mine is a 1955 Gillette flare tip. That's one of my all-time favorite razors. I'm also a huge Disneyland fan. So a lot of people don't know that. I know Douglas knows that, but that's like a huge thing. And Disneyland opened in 1955. So anything 1955, I'm all about. So my 19.
You should try the red tip.
I have a 56 red tip.
I have a 55, and yeah,
I'll trade you.
I had two of them. I think. I might actually have another one, but I had two for a while. I know Ryan Stephen Green ended up with one of them, but yeah, 55 red tip. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll look to see what the codes are now, but I'm pretty sure I still have a 55.
I think red it's A.
Is it A? Mm-hmm. I wonder if I have it on me. No, I don't have any here. But yeah, good stuff. What I want to know is how these questions, how do they happen over at the side over here? I can see these the Twitter feed over here. Mm-hmm. They're directing. Okay, never mind. Yeah. They're addressing them to. Okay.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's if you type /Q in the chat, then that makes it a question. And it sends it over to that side of the screen where it's official questions. So,
okay, there's someone identifying themselves as being new to wet shaving.
Yeah, Shrews 824.
Good. Well, welcome aboard, Shrew. It's good to have you here. If you have any questions,
Shrewsbury, I like your name.
You can you can ask us any questions you want here, or or subscribe or check out some of our channels, our YouTube channels, or just find us in the forums. So we're always happy to help. And someone's asked me if I would ever consider making a Crown King or PAA adjustable razor. Guys, I don't like adjustable razors. I got to be honest. I just don't like. They don't work for me. I'm trying. I did start trying with the Aristocrat again the other day because I promised Con I would, but I really just can't do. I'm sorry, Mantic. if you're watching, the Merker Progress doesn't. I just can't figure it out. It does not work for me. I've tried, and I will continue to try. Yeah, I don't like adjustable razors.
Clunky and ugly. They're very
heavy and it's clunky is a good word to describe it.
Much better engineered. Like the new ones, the Future, the Progress. They're hideous razors.
I like this idea, a slant version of the DOC.
Yeah, that's a couple people that brought. We've talked about that. There's some stuff coming down the pipeline, people. That's all I want to say about that kind of thing. As for me coming up with a straight, I'm not the guy to come up with a straight. There's some other people out there that definitely can pull it off better than I. I'm just not I'm not a straight razor shaver. I'm not a full on straight razor. I'll use it here and there. I use it on the weekends. Yeah. But I'm not. I love DE razors, and that's my passion is. And I wouldn't feel right creating a DE. Granted, though, Ryan Stephen Green, his design for the Circle the Wagon straight razor was something else. It was unbelievable. He designed it, and then I'm trying to think who the artisan was that made it. Bob. Oh, I can't think of his name. But it came out beautiful, and it was designed by Ryan and Stephen Green, only after probably a month of straight razor shaving. And even some of the top guys out there were really impressed with Ryan's design. I, on the other hand, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't even want to go there. So you won't see a straight razor coming from me unless someone else designs it for me. It's not my passion.
I'm the same way, though. I would never be, at least I don't think I would ever be an exclusively straight razor shaver, just because I enjoy the convenience of using a DE.
Yeah, and it's so much fun, all trying all the different things. I can't just dedicate myself. Like there's some people that just like, single edge races only, single or double edge only. It's like,
just enjoy it. There's so much to choose from that it's why corner yourself into something. I mean, some people like Stallion, for instance. I know he tried DEs, but he really just prefers straights.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Whatever works for you. I like to have a palette of different colors when I shave, so I can just draw from that. I see a question coming in. Don't know if this is the right place to ask, but what was the idea of making the Crown King line instead of just adding to the PAA line? I get that question a lot, and so I'll say it again. And I answered this question a lot too. But the Crown King line was created for something to more for retail stores like Whole Foods or just big stores to try to get our stuff into. And it was a limited amount of scents. It was originally just going to be brushes. I wanted to create my own brush company called Crown King. And then I added some scents to it. And just thought this is a great way to get into retail stores rather than offer retail stores 45 plus or 50 different scents from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, which I could never fulfill one of those orders. If they were ordering for 100 of their stores and ordered 10 of each of my scents, there's no way I could pull that off. It would kill us. So by offering 4 scents from Crown King instead, those are orders I can fulfill. So it was just like downsizing what we're already doing and just branding it and getting out there to retail stores in hopes that I'm sorry.
So I was just going to ask, where did the name Crown King come from then?
Oh, that's another good question. Because I get some people like, oh, he's ripping off King Crown or whatever, and it's like I didn't even know these other companies existed. Crown King is a ghost town in Arizona, about an hour away from me, and it's really in the middle. It's like Deliverance in the middle of nowhere on these cliffs. It's really sketchy to get to. In fact, leaving there, not only does you feel really creepy because you're in the middle of nowhere. We get a flat tire. So now we had to pull over and I'm like changing this, it was ridiculous. But Crown King is a really cool, spooky ghost town. There are people still living there, but for the most part, it's uninhabited and really great, cool, funky mining town. I think it's a really badass name too. So
cool. I actually saw the signs for it. And in fact, I took a picture of one of the road signs. It was for there's another town near it, I guess, called Bumblebee. On the way. And I was taking my kids up to Flagstaff, Arizona to go ride the Polar Express around Thanksgiving time. And I saw the turnoff for Crown King. So
Arizona has some of the weirdest names for towns.
Yeah, they do.
Bumblebee.
It was the Wild West. It was the Wild West, and you needed to name it.
Snowflake.
Yeah, you needed to name it.
With that.
It was probably named after a horse, actually.
Yeah,
but they just named it after anything back in the day when they were building the train. Building the tracks, the railroad. Suddenly this became a town. Once the post office was there, it was officially a town. So, but there's just so many cool, funky ghost towns in this area, and I'm a huge fan of ghost towns. So that's where the name came from. So I hope that provides a little bit of clarity. So it was really like just what would work for us to get our name out there in the retail land. And
is there any companies that you think in the pipeline is a possibility that we can start seeing Crown King pop up nationally?
Yeah. We're in talks with 2 different places right now, and I don't want to jinx us or anything like that. It's it's really tough to get into a lot of these places. They really make you jump through a million hoops. And the thing is like, don't call us, we'll call you. You put in all the paperwork, you send off all this stuff, and if you don't hear from them, you're not going to get in there, I guess, or until you hear from them. So it's just being patient and doing a lot of footwork. But I'm always doing a lot of footwork when it comes to these things. Like David, you saw all the stuff in my car. All the press packs and stuff like that. I'm always passing this stuff out left and right. So it's just hopefully Crown King will be in this year. That's the goal anyways. But if not, it's not this year. It'll be there eventually. I guarantee it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay, what else we got here? Wow, look at that. The entire time I talked, we have 17 new messages come in. Passed by Crown King on the way to the list. Yeah, Crown King is cool. If any of you out there see that sign, get off the road and check it out because it's really it's a funky little ghost town. It's so different than any other ghost town out there.
Oh shit.
It's in the hill, it's in the mountains, it's in the cliffs. So a lot of the ghost towns have the very like unique characteristics. Like Bisbee. Have you been to Bisbee? Yeah. That is
several times.
That's built on like a cliff wall. So, and it's not built right. It's built by miners who don't know how to build houses. This is 100 years ago. So they're building these claptrap buildings, and they're still standing, but they're like all like weird shaped on going down the mountain, like funky little place. And that was a ghost town for years. I think it became repopulated in the 70s by hippies.
It's a bunch of like hippie artists now.
Now it's like it's Bohemia, and so that's a funky place. What's the other place up north there that's similar to Bisbee? Do you know what I'm talking about?
There's a Jerome.
That's it. Jerome's very similar to it as well. But yeah, they're all funky. They're not like when you envision a ghost town, most people envision like Tombstone. And granted, there are a lot of those like California and Arizona, but the funky ones are where it's at. I think it's very interesting to go through that because nothing really rots in the desert. You know, I mean, you can find a glass bottle out in the desert, probably like 20 feet from where I'm sitting right now. There's a glass bottle there that's been there for 85 years, 100 years. No one's gone over there and moved it or anything like that. I mean, it's really cool, the stuff that lasts out here. Okay. Someone was talking about a red tip. 1954, passed by the crown. Had to bring up Deliverance. Sorry. Squeal like a pig. Okay, thanks. Again, for anyone who just tuned in, they're wondering what they're looking at right now. Okay, thanks. Was just
That is the kind of funny thing about Blab is like you can find random broadcasts and just kind of stumble into them and
right when you sign in.
There are probably people coming into this and they're like, what the heck are these guys talking about? And who is this Crown King?
Apart from the Austin meetup, what other meetups are coming up in the next few months?
You know, I knew someone was going to go there. I'm a little behind. After the holidays, like I was so caught up before the holidays with all the wet shaving meetups that now I've got a little lax. Before our next podcast, though, next Cutting Edge podcast, I will have a whole list of them. I did create the Wet Shaving Meetups Facebook page to help me out with this. And I think all of us, the holidays just been crazy for everybody. But I'm trying to think of the next one coming. New York is next, January 20th, I believe. And I could be wrong, Peter, if you're watching or anyone attending the New York meetup, please let me know. It's happening at Pastor's Pharmacy. I believe I'm doing the official scent for that meetup, so I should know when this is. But January 20th, I believe it is, and that's the New York meetup. So any of you close to New York looking to meet some other wet shavers, kick it, trade, piff, whatever, check that out. And again, check out the Wet Shavers Facebook page to find out more about that. We will update that.
Hey guys, sorry. Emergency just happened downstairs with the kids. I got to check out. So
good luck with that, Scott.
Thanks, guys. Be smooth, everybody. See you.
We'll see you next week.
See ya. A single episode. Okay. It seems like something's always going on there, as if having these shows is a surprise.
Dude, when you have little kids, David, I don't know if you have little kids, but you can never plan. I mean, just as we've been filming this for like the past hour, I'm surprised you guys haven't heard it. Like, I feel like there's like a herd of hyenas trying to break down the door behind me. I mean, it's unreal. Like, you couldn't imagine what goes on when you're just trying to do anything with little kids around.
No, I believe it. That's why I don't have kids. Okay, we're gonna. Why aren't PAA bombs more prevalent? Because I haven't marketed them properly is what it all comes down to. Because I agree with you. I think they are fantastic, and I think they're great. And I actually have a whole new bomb I just recently created. But the thing is, we offer so many products where other artisans offer like 5 things you can actually get to the bomb. We have hundreds and hundreds of products, it seems, that you need to look for it, and it's probably the last thing you're looking for. So that's probably why they're not more prevalent.
Douglas,
hopefully this
is
prevalent.
Bombs are also almost like a specialty item. Not everybody could use it. I can't really use bombs, so I don't even bother purchasing them. And anybody with oily skin, it's actually uncomfortable to use a bomb because your skin feels icky. It's
seasonal. I think it's a seasonal thing. Like in the winter, I can, and I do enjoy wearing. It's like a sweater for your skin. But in the summertime, it almost feels like it's trapping. You know, like you can feel it on you. My goal is actually to make a splash this year, but not really a splash. It's going to be a balm, but a summertime balm that will allow your skin to breathe still, so it won't feel so like heavy. Like some balms feel heavy in the summer, and so that's my problem with balms. But yeah, to answer that question, I enjoy my balms a lot. Start using them, people. Put them in your shades of the day. Maybe get the word out there.
Yeah. I'm a night shaver, and so almost year round, I put on a balm, because it's before I go to bed, and then in the morning I'll wash my face and stuff like that. Because I did find, if I would put it on in the mornings, it was more likely to trap dirt and stuff like that, as I was outside. So when I'm at nighttime shaving, I use a balm every single day.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's funny because my other balm, Daily Driver, I named it
Love it.
Total wrong name though, because Daily Driver I use that as a nighttime balm, like you were saying, and it's just like the healing properties, everything. It's just it's nice to wear it while you're sleeping, rather than trying to breathe under it during the course of the day.
Yeah.
A lot of these
light
balms,
cucumber scent on that is just amazing.
Thanks, man. Yeah, very soothing. It'll lull you off to sleep. So Anthronical is agreeing with us.
I just had a question real quick from Mr. Hardy. He asked, what's a good steel for straight razors? It's going to depend, Steve, on what your preferences are. If you want longevity of your edge, stainless steel has a tendency to last longer, keeps an edge longer. If you're somebody that prefers comfortable, which the majority of us do, and so probably the more popular steel is carbon steel. It's the least. It's not as expensive. Damascus steel is actually really nice as well, but that's really, really pricey. And there's even some people, especially some of the custom razor makers, they use, I believe it's O2 steel, which is carbon steel that has some stainless steel properties in it. So it's trying to give you the best of both worlds there. I don't see a whole lot of a difference from regular carbon steel in terms of feel. But I guess it's nicer so that you don't have to worry about the oxidation and staining of your blade as much. So yeah, carbon steel. You have that O2 steel, which is kind of like carbon with some stainless properties. And you'll have stainless steel. I prefer carbon. I think it's the most comfortable of the bunch. I rotate all my straight razors, so I don't have an issue in terms of longevity of edges. My edges last me usually over a year with rotating everything that I use. So it's really not much of a factor for me.
Thank you for that, David. So what else is going on, Leonard, with you this year?
This year, well, we are actually, I was trying to look at the dates, and we're about a week away from the 1-year anniversary of me actually starting the YouTube channel. I think it was sometime in mid-January. So we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary, and last I checked, we were at 695 subscribers, which, isn't that many, but it's more than I thought would ever be there. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please do. And this upcoming year, I hope to get a lot of time. I've got so many soaps that I want to get through and that I want to feature in videos, and a heck of a lot more now that this pass around box arrived. And so my goal in this upcoming year is to get through all of those. And it's probably, upwards of 60 to 70 different soaps that I really want to focus on. So I'm going to try to set a goal of at least one video a week. And there might even be sometimes where I film 5 or 6, in the same week and then upload them as I go. But I'm just hoping for a lot of videos, getting a lot of soaps out there because there's so much that there's so much that I just haven't gotten through. And then if you look behind me, in some of the videos, you see I have like 68 tins of Synergy soap. And I don't think I've even done a video for those Synergy soaps, which I love, and I feel kind of weird doing them because you can't get them anymore. But it's just awesome stuff. So lots of videos upcoming, hopefully.
Excellent. So it looks like we have 10 minutes, a little less than 10 minutes left. Do you want to?
Sure,
we have an
why
open
not?
seat here. You want to let someone in?
Do it.
Guys,
just real quick, guys,
Someone
in
pop
terms
on
of
in.
cleaning and keeping an edge, cleaning your razor, basic toilet paper is going to be fine. That'll dry up your edge. It won't scuff up the surface. And usually give it a nice little polish. You could also use a microfiber towel. I find it really important to hit the strop not just before the shave, but give maybe about 10 laps after the shave to make sure that the edge on there is dried off. That being the thinnest part of the blade is the edge. Obviously, you don't want any kind of water or anything that could cause any deterioration of the edge, because then that'll cause it to go dull earlier. So yeah, just make sure that it's nice and dry. I also leave it open. I leave it open, laid on my shelf overnight to make sure, even though you should put toilet paper through the scales to dry off in there, just in case you miss anything, it'll allow it to dry up overnight and not get on the blade to cause rusting there as well. And just so that I keep my edges a little bit longer too, I rotate every other day. One day I'll use a DE, one day I'll use a straight, and rotate through all my stuff just to show everything a little bit of love and use. Obviously, you're going to have some favorite stuff that you'll visit more often. But yeah, every other day I go from DE to straight razor.
Now, David, I have a straight, and I don't really have much experience with it. In fact, Gene Isaac sent it to me to try out, and I used it once, and then after using it, looking at the blade, I saw a slight imperfection, and I don't know if I tapped it on the sink or something like that. Now, if I see any little imperfection, does that mean it's absolutely not usable? I need to get it honed first, or if it's very minute
it's
and I don't
perfectly
think it's going
safe
to cut
to
me up,
use.
is that still safe?
That is such a delicate area that by the time you actually send that out to get honed again, there's going to be a ton of imperfections that you can't see without like looking at a microscope or looking really close. Maybe even a magnifying glass will pick them up. There's tons of imperfections on that thing. The edge is damn near pretty much microscopic. There's going to be a lot of shit going on with it. One little ding or nick is not going to destroy the whole shave, so you should be fine. There may come a time once that part even gets dull around the surrounding area that it'll start to tug. Once it starts tugging, you'll need to send it out to go get honed again. But no, just a little imperfection shouldn't affect the shave.
Okay.
Very I see the inspector just showed up. I just want to say hi to David Fernicola. You're missing the show, bud. We have like 5 minutes left. Where you been? Sorry, Leonard. Go on, Leonard. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, I started off with the shavette, with the Parker shavette, and since I've upgraded now using the Crown King shavette, I actually love it. For those, if you guys rock the beard, there is no better way to keep this stuff in line.
Under the stash too.
Videos
right
shaving with Uncle W.
Right. Yeah. When
he actually does that. He'll always shave the majority of everything, his head and most of what his face with a DE razor. But what he does is he uses a feather artist club to actually clean up all the edges of his beard. So that's a very common use. Some people try to shy away from using two different things in the shave, but it's really not that much of an inconvenience to really get perfect results, especially when you're cleaning up facial hair.
Supplemental. Yeah, it's supplemental. I mean, that's what the barbers even do. In fact, the shavette was a shaping tool.
I use it. I cut hair and I use it for all the outside edges around the ear.
Yeah, and
like during
shaping the neck
hair, and I cleaned up their little goatees and mustaches and whatnot.
Like with the mustache, when I had the big stash, I'd kind of use one finger to peel it over, and then then I could kind of get in there with the shavette and just take out some of those little ones that I would cut sometimes, but then I might miss them for like 2 weeks, and then they're kind of get like annoying and pokey.
Yeah.
So shavette's a great tool, but what I was going to get at is that I thought that because I had started with a shavette and I felt like I was pretty good with them, when Gene sent me the straight razor, I thought I was just going to whip through my face like nothing. And it ended up being, a 45-minute shave that I did film, but I don't have all the hours to go and try to edit it and then like to try to figure out what to edit out and stuff. So the shavette and the straight razor, it's a different animal, even though I guess some of the skills
the added
might be
length of
similar.
A straight razor is, I think, what throws off a lot of people. Because your face has so many curves and so many so much stuff going on with it, it takes a little while to learn how to compensate for that. Because a lot of people, especially if you've come from a shavette, a lot of people try to use the whole blade length, with the straight razor, it's not very doable in a lot of spots. You have to learn how to use either the toe or the heel to get those little detailed parts. And that's what I think slows people down when they first start.
That's
right.
No, that's very. I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people don't talk about
that. Give it to Mr. Hardy. Just stropping will keep an edge pretty well. I strop before every shave. I do 60. I do about 10 to 15 laps on the linen side. Then I do about 60 on the leather, and then I hit it for about 10 after the shave. That should keep an edge for a good, I don't know, maybe 50 plus shaves, maybe more. The quality of the job that you're doing stropping it will have an effect on that. And yeah, that lasts a long time. Again, with everything rotated around, my edges last over a year. Again, I'm rotating probably about 10 straight razors along with 5 DE single edge razors in the mix of that. But yeah, it's not the edge on a straight razor is not as much maintenance as everybody thinks it is. And once you learn how to hone, honing is a whole nother animal. But it's not even something you necessarily need to learn, man. A lot of people will do it for $15 to $25. So after you do the investment on a straight razor, $15 to $25 for about a year of usage, really not a big expense.
Not at all. Well, guys, we seem to be running out of time. It is now 5:30. It is the end of another classic, epic Wet Shavers Roundtable, folks. And I really want to thank everyone who joined us today. It's great to have all of you with us because really you guys are what makes the show possible. Your questions keep this going and really are the blood of the lifeblood of the show. So this is episode 28 of the Wet Shavers Roundtable. Please come back next week and join us for episode 29 of the Wet Shavers Roundtable with special guests I don't know yet. But I have to consult my notes. Leonard, thank you so much for joining us this week. Please let the people know where they can find out more about you.
Cool. So if you want to find me, the easiest way, just check out www.shavinginthedesert, all one word, obviously, .com. shavinginthedesert.com. Give me a subscription. Help me push over that 700 mark by the time I get home from dinner tonight. And, if you ever want, you can send me messages through there or shavinginthedesert@gmail.com, email address there. I'm always on Shave the Man Facebook group or How to Grow a Mustache Google Plus group. Love to say hello and chat with you guys, help you out if I got anything I could help you out with. Thank you guys for having me, David and Douglas and Scott, wherever he's at.
He's in a better place.
Yeah, I'd love to join you guys again sometime. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, you can check me out at
David, where can people find out more about you?
Or you could also check me out on all social media outlets, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter under So Sharp David. Or if you're on Facebook, you always catch me on Facebook, all the Facebook groups.
Wonderful. And you can find a little bit more about me or whatever. Find my products at phoenixartisandaccoutrements.com, crownkingshaving.com, or the How to Grow a Mustache man blog, howtogrowmustache.com. That would be. Thanks again for joining us, folks. Sorry we didn't get to answer all the questions, but I think we got about 98% of them. So tune in next week, and we will be back at it with one more epic episode. Cheers.
All right.